Alright, welcome back to my channel everyone. This time we'll be solving a math IGCSE past paper. And so the first question. Write down a prime number between 20 and 30. The answer would be 23 or 29. And how do we get there? Well, basically a prime number is a natural number or whole number that's greater than 1. And it can't be formed by multiplying two smaller natural or whole numbers. So basically no decimals. So opposite of a prime number is the composite number. So some examples of prime numbers include 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, etc. You can only multiply the number by 1. So if you want to get 5, you can only do 1 times 5. Another way of getting 5 is 2.5 times 2, but you see 2.5 is a decimal, it's not a whole number. So that's why 5 is considered a prime number. Now if you take the number 9 for example, it can be multiplied by 1 and you can have 3 times 3 to give you 9. So the number 9 is a composite number. So if you placed it on your calculator, you'll realize that 23 and 29 are the only prime numbers. And you can only get them by multiplying themselves by 1. Alright, so the second question. Write this number in standard form, also known as scientific notation. So basically, you're going to take the number 1 to 10, or if you use this, greater than or equal to 1, and x is greater than or equal to 1, but it's less than 10. So it can go from 1 to 9. So here we're going to have 3.87. You can't have 387, just 3.87 multiplied by 10 to the power now of -5. But why is that? I'll explain right now. So basically, we're going to place the point there between the 3 and the 8. And we're going to move to where we're supposed to be. So if you count it out, we moved 5 places to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is why it's -5. So if you placed this number or this standard form in your calculator, it will give you that answer as well. So now question 3, writing the reoccurring decimal 0.63 as a fraction. So those two dots tells us that it's actually 0.63, 63, 63, and so on. So if you have two decimal places, you're going to do 100 minus 1, which is 99. And you're just going to put that number over it. So 63 over 99. And we're just going to simplify it to 7 over 11. So if you had like one decimal place, you'll do 10 minus 1, which is 9. Example 0.3, that's reoccurring. So that's 3 over 9. Simplify it to 1 over 3. Same if you had 3 decimal places, 4 decimal places, and so on. So for example, 3 decimal places, you'll do 1000 minus 1, which equals to 999. Alright? Now, for question 4, find the value of 7x plus 3y, where x is equal to 12 and y is equal to -6. You're just going to substitute these values where you find x and y. So 7 times 12 plus 3 times -6. So 7 times 12, that gives you 84. 3 times -6, that gives you 18, or -18. Subtract it from there, you got 66. Now for question 5, the diagram shows that two parallel lines, PAQ and SBCT, right, and AB is equal to AC, and angle QAC is 43 degrees. Now we're trying to find x. Now how do we get there? If you notice, there's this, we have the parallel lines and you form a Z from QA to CB. So that means the inside angle of the 43 degrees is the same for ACB, which is also 43 degrees. And just to let you know in the beginning that the total degree of a triangle, the inside interior angle, should be 180 degrees. Now, when they place two of those dashed lines on line AC and AB, that means that the angles and the sides are equal. So that means that one's 43 and the other is 43 as well. So 180 minus 43 plus 43, or you can just do 43 times 2, will give you x. And in this case, x would be 94 degrees. So now, of course, you can go back and re-listen to what I just said. Now calculate the area of a circle with the radius 5.1 centimeters. You're going to use the formula of finding the area of a circle, and you need to memorize that, pi r squared. R is the radius of 5.1, and you're going to square that, so pi times 5.1 squared will give you the answer. And we're going to leave it to 3 significant figures, which is 81.7 centimeters squared. Now question 7, calculate the angle or the length, of AC. So here we're going to use Pythagoras theorem. So AC would equal to the square root of the whole thing, and then 4.1 squared plus 2.5 squared. We're going to take the two smaller sides, you're going to square each of them and then add them together and then find the square root. And the answer would be 4.8 centimeters. We left it to 4.8 centimeters because you can tell that they're all to one decimal point. Now for question 8, 6, and you're going to expand here. So 6 times 2y is 12y. 6 times negative 3 is negative 8. Then negative 5 times y is negative 5y. Then negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Then you're going to simplify that. So 12 minus 5 is 7y. Negative 18 minus 5 is negative 23. And that is your final answer, 7y minus 23. Now question 9, 3 to the power of negative q times 1 over 27 equals 81. 3 to the power of negative q is the same as putting 1 over 3 to the power of q. That's how you get rid of that negative. So 1 over 3 to the power of q is equal to 81 divided by 1 over 27, because when you move something that you're supposed to multiply to the other side, you end up dividing, end up doing the opposite. So 1 over 3q is equal to 2187. So 3q would equal to 1 over 2187. We just moved it. We made 3 to the power of q the subject of the formula. Now to find q, we're going to use logarithm. See, the base is 3, so you're going to put 3 at the bottom. Then we have 1 over 2187. We're going to put that at the top, and that will give you q. So log in your calculator, log 3 over, or multiply by the power 1 over 2187, and that gives you negative 7. So if you were to place it in the calculator, 3 to the power of negative 7, it will give you that answer. So now for question 10, calculate this by writing down your full calculator display. So just put it as it is in your calculator and write down everything in there. Then for part B, write your answer to part A correct to 4 decimal places. So we're going to stop at 6.5833. See, 1 is less than 5, and so that means you won't round up. You're going to keep it as 6.5833. If it was number 6 or 5 that came out of the 3 after that 3, then we'll change it into a 4. We'll round it up. But anyways, this would be your answer. So now for question 11, 8 to the power of 23 times 49 to the power of negative half. Just place that in your calculator. They're not asking us to show any work, and that would just be 4 over 7. Now question 12, the final one for this video, 3n minus 5 is greater than 17 plus 8n. So now we're going to move 8n to the other side. Because it's positive, it's becoming negative. It's going to become negative. That's how it is. When you move one thing to the other, you do the opposite. So you have 3 minus 8, which is negative 5n, minus 5. Move it to the other side. Negative 5n is greater than 17 plus 5, which is 22. So negative 5n is greater than 22. Divide both sides by negative 5. That will give you n is less than 22 over negative 5, which is negative 4.4. Now, when you divide or multiply by negative, the sign will switch. It will change. That is why you put n is less than negative 4.4. Alright, you guys, we are done with the first part of this paper. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you next time in my next video. Bye!